tracks. Bravely we prove in our striving, trudging together each day. Where there's a will, there's a way.
The views and opinions expressed on Trudging Together are solely those of the host, co-host, and our guests. They do not necessarily reflect the views of any organization, fellowship, or other entity, and definitely not your boss, your neighbor, or that one guy in your home group. The content of this program is not intended to replace medical, psychological, or professional advice. If you're looking for that, please seek guidance from qualified professionals who spent way too many years in school. What you'll hear here is based on lived experience, recovery journeys, and the occasional bad coffee-fueled joke. Trudging Together is not affiliated with any 12-step fellowship. We are simply people sharing our stories and walking this path together, one day at a time. Thank you for joining us. And remember, recovery is serious business, but that doesn't mean we can't laugh along the way.
Sobering Sundays. It's Sunday. I'm sober. Good morning. Barely good morning. Good morning, Amber and Isaac. Did you know that a 5-year-old is one of my number one listeners? And his name is Isaac. Poop banana. There you go. That one's for you, Isaac. I got all sorts of listeners. So, but when I know I don't get as, I can be pretty outlandish. I say weird stuff, man. Not weird stuff, but truth. He's 6 now. Thank you. Now that's a big difference. I apologize, Isaac. He is 6. That's a big deal. Good job, man. Way to make it to 6. Good job. All right. But, yeah, you know, the whole point of me doing this is just to talk about things. And I've been, you know, kind of a transparent person. And I've been through a lot that I don't fear much anymore. All right. He's been listening since he was 3. Yeah. He says it's okay. All right. That's fair. That's fair. It's more of an adult show. So thank you, Isaac. I appreciate your candor, your honesty. Now, yesterday was probably a little bit more fun because it was directed towards, right? All right, let's go ahead and get to today. We're gonna do some jokes here. I'm not even gonna bother with the laugh track. I am putting very minimal effort into everything today because just because it's Sunday. Broncos aren't playing today. Right. All right. Let's do this. You know what time it is. It's time for Dion's Daily Funnies. We'll go ahead and do this. After a successful harvest, why did the farmer decide to try a career in music? Because he thought he had a bunch of sick beats. Ootsa, 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 ootsa. I only seem to get sick on weekdays. I must have a weekend immune system. Weekend. My friend was showing me his tool shed and pointed to a ladder. That's my step ladder, he said. I never knew my real ladder. I never knew my real ladder either. Like, for reals. My biological ladder. One more. What do you call a Frenchman wearing sandals? Philippe Lot. Philippe Lot. All right, today we're talking about keeping it simple. We're actually reading from Courage to Change. Courage to Change. I like reading out of it every now and again. Just picking it up reminds me of all the people that supported me. Well, I don't want to say supported me, but stuck by me, even though I was a hopeless, helpless, chronic alcoholic who was driving everybody out of his life. You know, several people in my life that if they weren't in my life, I don't know that I'd be here. You know, my mom, my wife. Yeah. Welcome to Daily Trudge. My name's Dion. I will probably talk about stuff that might piss you off eventually or something. Somebody made a comment. That's why I'm doing that. One of my cousins made a comment. I don't think they understand what I do. I've never met them. They're on my dad's side of the family. I told you I never met my biological ladder. I wasn't kidding. I've got a bunch of cousins and aunts and uncles that I've never met that don't even know I exist. It's all right. It's all right. They're a little bit older now. They're boomers. They don't care. It's too late. All right. Good morning, Michelle. Good to see you. All right, let's get to this. Courage to Change, November 23rd. How often have I had a dream I longed to pursue but quit before I started because it seemed too enormous a task to attempt? Now, I'm going to bring this into recovery. This is what I'm going to do, Nick, because this is a person who's been wanting to do things but really couldn't do it because, number one, it seemed too big and they're not getting the support of their significant other, the alcoholic, the addict, right? Amber says, Isaac said the Beats one wasn't funny. It wasn't very funny. I would agree. I would agree, Isaac. None of those jokes were really that funny. I will do better with my jokes. I will look for some. Actually, I think what I'm going to do is kids' jokes. That's what we'll do. That way we can all understand them. All right. But, sometimes you're going to, like yesterday in the meeting, there was a guy who's like, I usually go out on Saturday nights, and you could kind of, he was content with sitting at home, not doing anything. But sometimes you feel like you're missing out on something in the beginning. All right. If you feel like you're missing out, just go watch for a couple of hours. Watch what happens and then decide whether they're having a good time or not. Usually, things almost always end up in fights. That was my experience. There's going to be a fight somewhere. There's an alcoholic somewhere in that bar. I guarantee it. But instead, there were other people. Hey, we could go disc golfing. We could try this. He ended up talking with another person. See, when we do it together, it doesn't seem so overwhelming. We're because we're facing the unexpected. When I got sober, I was kind of scared to play my drums because I didn't know if it was gonna. I was afraid it was gonna trigger me. That's what I was afraid of. But it turns out that it did not trigger me. It was just a natural thing, and I was better at drumming than I thought. I'm not a great drummer. I'm all right. I can keep a good 4-beat, but if you want anything fancy like fills, yeah, it's gonna take me a little while. It's been a minute since I played. All right, so because it seemed too enormous task to attempt, going back to school, moving, taking a trip, changing jobs, all these and many other goals can seem overwhelming at first. Yeah. Should I get into it? That you probably shouldn't be doing any of this in the first, but sometimes you don't have a choice. Sometimes you don't have a choice, and these things will happen. I can see why though. Maybe you need to change jobs because you're a bartender. There's a lot of different reasons to why this would happen. Looks like a sponsee got a new kitten and he got him on a leash. Good for him. Al-Anon reminds me to keep it simple. Instead of approaching the task as a whole, I can simplify it by taking it one step at a time. I can gather information and do nothing more. Then, when I'm ready, I can take the project further. That takes some of the pressure off of having to know all the answers and solve every problem that may arise before I even begin. Yeah, not everything needs to be perfect in order to do it. I'll use the daily trudge in the podcast. I did one for a friend, did a podcast for a friend the other day. And one of the things they asked me was, do you edit? And my answer is no, I don't. I don't edit. Do I know how to edit? Yeah, but it sucks, man. It's so time consuming and it's really hard to do. Even putting a beep in there, I mean, you got to get it down to milliseconds, man. Right? I'd probably get better at it the more I did it. Right. But the reason that I don't is it doesn't need to be perfect. It doesn't need to be. It can be good. It can look at, how many different backgrounds have you seen with me? And listen, look where we ended up. This is going to be a little bit more permanent now, right? See, things change, things move forward, right? It is the imperfections here that make it perfect. I'm sitting in my pajamas. This isn't perfect. I mean, only half the room is painted. It's not even close to perfect. Doesn't need to be. Gives the illusion that it kind of is, but it's not. How else is it not perfect? Well, I'm going to say things. I'm going to make mistakes here. It happens. It does happen. Amber says if we are spiritually fit, we can go anywhere and do anything so long as we have a reason for being there. Absolutely. If we are spiritually fit. Absolutely. I can go anywhere I want. Good attitude helps also, huh? I'm also free to try something and then change my mind. I do not have to make a lifetime commitment before I even know whether or not my goal is desirable. Yeah, you don't have to make the decision right now either, right? My plans may involve many actions and many risks, but I don't have to tackle them all today. I can take my time and move step by step at my own pace. By focusing on one thing at a time, the impossible can become likely if I keep it simple. Today's reminder: with the help of Al-Anon and my higher power, I am capable of many things I could not even have considered before. I may even be capable of pursuing my heart's desires. All glory comes from daring to begin. Eugene F. Ware. All right. I know you're not expecting this, but that's where we're going to end for today. This one's going to be a little bit shorter. Honestly, I only really did this because I do them every day. And I wanted to see Amber and Michelle and Isaac. So I did it. Now I'm going to go to a noon meeting. And then I'm done for the day. I'm going to go play video games the rest of the day. Yeah. And do laundry. That's what I'm going to do. I'll put money on it. I end up working on the garage. Because I want to get that done too. I'm not going to do anything overzealous today. So thank you all for being here. I appreciate it. I love you. You know I do. Peace out. And